sorry, we're going to go ahead and transition out and talk. And she's going to talk a little bit about phase 2 conversion.
All right, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We've had a few updates to the conversion timeline, and you can see this in the, we call it the tube, the conversion timeline attached here. Originally, we had planned to do two phases of conversion. The first phase of conversion was going to happen the first weekend in October and the second in November. Now we have merged the conversions. There will be one single conversion of active SNAP and TANF cases from ADAPT during the weekend of November 12th. So what do you need to know? You need to know that beginning October 3rd, all agencies within the state will be submitting SNAP, TANF applications within VACMS. And then more applications will be able to be submitted through the ADAPT system. Also, on October 3rd, we will have go live for both for energy, fraud, and appeals modules in VACMS as well. We're going to have, you'll see on here where we have some mock conversions, and that when we do a mock conversion, and Jean, correct me if I'm wrong, the mock conversion is kind of like a test to make sure certain cases go through that we're getting ready to convert in the next conversion. Okay, so for October 3rd, the statewide go live for brand new applications will begin. At that time, you'll be entering all new applications or reapplications into VACMS. The pathway to put a new application into ADAPT will be closed. There will be a mock conversion on October 13th. And then on November 10th, all historical data from ADAPT, to include clocks, sanctions, and other things, will be converted into VACMS. A statewide SNAP TANF conversion will happen the weekend of November 12th. So the good thing is, versus the days that we are back in basis, we have to do it on a case-by-case basis. The weekend of November 12th, we are going to be doing all the cases at one time. So that's a big change. On November 19th, we'll have additional historical information that will go over to VACMS from ADAPT. And then on November 29th, we'll do a catch-up conversion to bring any cases into VACMS that did not convert on the November 12th weekend. This gives you just a little bit of time to do some cleanup between conversions, between the big conversion November 12th and the last conversion November 29th. So what do you need to know? We're going to go over the next slide is going to talk about some preparation activity for conversion. The success of the conversion largely in part is going to be it's going to be a joint effort between the Division of Information Enterprise Systems, CES, through benefit programs and through youth. So this is going to be an effort that we all have to work on. As you know, there is a conversion report that is now accessible in ADAPT. This report is updated every Monday and can be accessed by looking on the ADAPT main menu, choosing option 18 and then 13. You can navigate to this page you can look at this report to see what types of cases may have an error and that they may not convert, meaning that maybe some of the demographic information is different from the information that is in VACMS, or perhaps the information within the case may show a flag for something that may cause a problem with conversion. So as a best practice, I would highly recommend that you start to look at these reports and determine which cases within your caseload may have an issue with conversion. So on the report, one of the examples of an error message you may see is it may say on the application entry screens, the AE screens, that there may be screens in the queue. So this could be a case where it's in active ongoing mode and perhaps you want to update an address and you transmit it off the field. You backed out of the screen versus hitting enter. This could potentially leave a screen in the queue. If there are screens in the queue, the case will not convert. So those are the kind of things that you'll need to be aware of and that you can start to take action on now to help with the success of conversion. We will, as we continue to do mock runs within the VHMS system, I'm trying to simulate conversion. I'm sure we'll come up with additional things that may assist you in identifying cases that need a little bit of work so that they will have success in conversion. One of the questions is that will ESPIS go live on October 3rd? Yes, it will. That is part of the things, the part that will go live on October 3rd. All right, one of the questions had to do with interim report. What happens if there is an interim report due October 5th? Which system will it be processed in? And if it's due October 5th, in ADAPT, for an active ADAPT case, you would process that interim in ADAPT. Another question we got is when will SNAP and TANF renewals start going into VACMS? And it depends upon when the case is converted. So October renewals, they will still be in ADAPT for active ADAPT cases, and for cases that are active in VACMS, they will be in VACMS. Same thing for November. After November 29th, any action would need to take place. Well, we'll get to November 29th. We have some additional information on that probably in the next call. But keep in mind, as long as that case is open and active in ADAPT, you will complete the interim, you will complete the renewal in ADAPT. If the renewal is pending in ADAPT, it's my understanding that that pending renewal will convert over to VACMS. On the flip side of that, if the pending application will not convert into VACMS, which is the reason that we are stopping new applications going into ADAPT beginning October 3rd.
We did receive one question back to the reminder section on why will the automated renewals be stopping. This is part of the CMS waiver, which means it is a time-limited exception to our normal policies. So that is why they will be ended. CMS only gave us, again, a limited time to perform those automated renewals, and that time will end in December.
We had a question about will an ACT case be converted into a VACMS shell case? Yes, it will.
All right, we are getting a lot of questions to the chat on conversion, which is understandable. So, please continue to submit your questions to the chat. We'll try to look at them and see if we can answer some before the end of the call. Otherwise, we'll look at having some more details on conversion and the actions that need to be taken as a result in a future call. So please continue to ask the questions. We might not be able to get through them all now, but they will help to inform the topics for future calls. And then we'll answer as many as we can. So moving on then to the next section, pass it over to Audra Horton. She's going to talk a little bit about some Phase 2 preparation activities.
Good morning, everyone. This is Audra Horton with the OD division. I want to run over some things with you about the Phase 2 upcoming preparation event. As you may be aware, there will be some regional meetings coming up. Those are going to be held between September 9th and September 20th and located at a facility within that specific region. And we will be sending out more information about that at a later date. Currently, there is registration for these meetings on the Knowledge Center. And if you need assistance in getting into those, refer to broadcast 9887. And that will give you your details, date and time, and the location for your region, as well as instructions on how to register. And just so you know, those who should attend are directors, supervisors, and local workers. There are 4 attendance slots per agency, so please be respectful of those 4 slots and choose wisely as who will come and communicate that information back to your implementation team. Topics to be discussed are updates concerning Phase 2, VACMS updates, strategies to prepare for the implementation of Phase 2, ticket process, which we all love, and best practices learned from the 10 pilot agencies, as well as Q&A session led by the state staff. As you also are already aware, we started, as of last Thursday, the Phase 2 preparation webinars. And these webinars are meant to provide specific information to Phase 2 and associated business impacts. And they do not replace the readiness calls. You will still receive information on a monthly readiness call that is separate from the weekly Phase 2 preparation webinars. And note that there is a calendar that is on the Phase 2 statewide communications page on Spark, and that calendar will give you details to the webinars. And as we get closer to each weekly webinar, we post the WebEx link for that. So refer to that calendar because invites will not be sent out via Outlook. Also, you can refer to broadcast 9886 for webinar schedule, topics, and the recommended audiences for those calls.